disabilities. That was anyone from 18 to 85 are these individuals. Oh, I will say, got it. I will not leave the meeting. And then independent living facilities and several other facilities, just to understand the technology we were building and virtual reality, how it's experienced by folks that a lot of times there's not research into them using VR, and certainly the people building VR and advertising VR a lot of times are just showing it for a specific young demographic of game players. And what we've learned from all of that is that the technology, a lot of people really enjoyed it. There seems to be a lot of great use cases for it, but there's still a lot of problems and challenges to be solved just in using the technology. It can be unfamiliar. There's a lot of challenges putting the headset on and setting up a guardian or a place to use the technology. Oh, okay. And so what are we doing now with the company? We have another grant from the National Institutes of Health, and we are looking at taking the technology we've already built and looking at, is it feasible, which is the step that we're at in the process. Is it feasible to develop a virtual reality application to help mitigate or reduce the likelihood or delay the onset of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia? And so what we're doing is we're looking at singing with other people and looking at creating some game-like elements or movement-like elements, combining that together, and then having people use a virtual reality headset for perhaps once a day or a few times a week. And then if we are successful with the feasibility, we'll apply for another round of funding, and we will look at actually having people use the technology for, say, 3 months to see if it's to kind of measure the effectiveness at that stage. So this is a very large project. This first phase is the next year. So we just got started about a month and a half ago. We've got about 10 and a half months or 9.5 months left on the project. But that's not all the focus of the talk today. And what I really wanted to talk about today was 2 items, which is I'd love you to walk away knowing the difference between virtual reality, also called VR, augmented reality, also called AR, and mixed reality, also called MR. I know, acronyms and words and throwing reality around all the time, but we'll talk about it, and hopefully you'll think some of the slides are funny. And then options, if you want to try these technologies for yourself or look into them further. What is virtual reality? Good, we like the slides because there's like 6 of the same slides. So I'm glad you started off strong. So virtual reality is technology that transports you to another place. It replaces the sights and sounds that you would normally hear in a room with sights and sounds that are virtual or digital. So in our example here, our cat was sitting on a beanbag chair in their living room, but now they're floating in outer space above Earth. So that's an idea of virtual reality. Augmented reality is a bit different. It's more like it's a technology that puts virtual sights and sounds into the real world. So our cat is still in the living room, is still sitting on their beanbag chair, but now there's this Earth, this globe that doesn't actually exist there, but our cat friend sees the globe, can interact with the globe, can look around like it's really there in 3-dimensional space. But the rest of the room is normal. They haven't gone to outer space. And then, like I said, with that idea of a pole with 2 extremes, mixed reality is everything in between those 2. So you wear a headset and it can provide both virtual reality and augmented reality experiences. So in our example, now we are in space, but our beanbag chair is with us and we have the globe. And the reason I bring all this up is that all of the headsets that are available now and will be available over the next 3 to 5 years or longer, these virtual reality headsets, or they might be called mixed reality headsets, they're all basically mixed reality headsets. And so they use these different terms, and it can get confusing because of advertising, but they all kind of do the same thing. Another quick example is on the left. This individual is in virtual reality. They have a headset on. They can't see anything because this big black brick is blocking their view of the world. And instead, they see what's on the TV behind them, which is they're at a construction site and they see an individual standing there with their hand on a railing. Augmented reality got really popular with the game Pokemon Go that was on your phone. And in that example, the person sees the path and the trees in real life, but looking through their phone, they also see standing on the path a little digital character that looks like they're standing on the path. It's a Pokemon. So I'm going to focus mostly on things to do in virtual reality at this point, and that's mostly because it's where my expertise lies, and also it's where a lot of the experiences currently are. But that will change as this technology grows. So some things you can do in virtual reality: you can play games, you can travel, you can socialize, you can do fitness activities, health and wellness, and more. Things like surgeons are using virtual reality to train, to prepare for surgery, to learn how to do certain procedures. And then there are, for example, the VA, the Veterans Hospital, is running pilots to look at, and they've had some success, putting somebody in virtual reality during surgery to reduce the amount of opiates they have to give them while still having them report the same levels of pain, ideally to keep pain as low as possible, but not have as much medication administered during the procedure. Yes. Great question. That would be a great question. You poked a hole in my entire definition. So that would be augmented reality. Yes. And because it can't block out your whole view at all. And the reason I haven't really focused on that is because for the foreseeable future, that's a great question, because Meta just had these Ray-Ban glasses that came out too. That would be augmented reality. So if you can't completely block the world, then you're going to stay really in augmented reality. And that also could be a phone. So something you wear on your head, something you look through on your phone. So I've got a couple of my favorite experiences I was just going to share with folks. I didn't build these. I don't get paid to advertise them. I have met a couple of people that make these games at an event, which is really neat, but I don't have any association with them. I just think they're lovely. And I know that, so example, for this game, 10% or somewhere around there of their entire player base is actually over the age of 65, which is really significant for most VR games. Most VR games don't show those types of demographics. A lot of the games skew really young, like 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds. Also, those games that are popular with kids are really not fun for most adults. It's a lot of kids running around being kids. I've been in them. I like these games. So these are trailers I pulled off online that just show a bit about it. This one, you actually put puzzles together, but the pieces are three-dimensional and they're in space, and you drag them and connect them in virtual reality. Hopefully the audio works. We'll see. I don't know if it's on Zoom. There's a thumbs up on Zoom. Oh, I think casting, screen share, and video might be a lot for the bandwidth. So here's just sped up. This is actually somebody, they're in virtual reality, and their hands are little orbs, and they're just putting together puzzles. And a lot of their puzzles are actually, they use a technology called photogrammetry, and they're real places. So they go scan things in the real world and make puzzles out of it. They just recently added a mixed reality mode. So instead of seeing that kind of minimal background with the clouds, you can do the puzzles in your living room. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm interested in trying it out. Nope. There we go. Okay, this one is table tennis. And I have a friend who I met about a year ago that I actually play. We haven't played in a while, but we play table tennis every once in a while. He used to go to the senior center and play table tennis, but I know it's easier to play at home. And so he has been using a VR headset to play table tennis, and it plays with other people. It also plays with me. What's interesting is that I can be in my living room, he can be in his living room, and we can play table tennis together in virtual reality. So this is a bit more of the
Ready.
Yeah!
Advantage player one. Your serve.
definitely tell this is a commercial for the game with the music and everything. But
Yes!
Game.
Come on, man.
Opponent wins.
Same time next week? Yeah, man, let's do it.
But that one's, I think, really neat. And then because you're playing a game together, you feel like you're interacting with that person, even though you're far. You could be across town, you could be across the country. You can talk to the person. You don't see them, you see a avatar, so you see a stylized character, but you can talk with your voice. It's picked up, so you can have a natural chat and play the game together. I was having trouble navigating after the video, and it's doing the same thing, was just pressing the wrong button. Okay, so this one is mini golf. And I know a lot of folks really like this game. I think it's one of the better experiences on there for just people who don't want to have these really gamey experiences, but just want to do something fun. What's interesting and really fun about it, similar to mini golf, similar to the table tennis, is that you can play with people in other places. So my company, we are a remote team. So I have developers all over the world, and we will have company kind of cultural events or get to hang out, happy hour events, but we don't live in the same country. And so we've done it in mini golf. We play mini golf together. My artist, she lives in London, England. She joins, we chat, we play mini golf together. So there you can see they're in this game. The games are different, but in this one they're kind of floating heads that you see. Another great questions. I'll get to the price of the headsets that are currently available now. The games, that one, I believe is $20, and then I think they're very reasonable for what they offer. This one comes with, say, 4 or 8 courses, and then you can buy packs of more courses. So you could spend more, but I don't even think I played all of the original courses. Plus, yeah, I think they're all quite reasonable, and there's a couple of new things that are actually being tried out. So Meta, that has a headset, is adding a subscription where you pay and you get 2 games a month. Problem with that is that I think it's probably going to be specific games tailored for their kind of number one audience, which is probably this 13 to 18-year-old crowd. So I don't know if I'll get it, but there's some different ways to buy stuff and buy bundles. And then just one button difference, and I press the wrong one every time. So we'll go to the next slide. This is the last one, and I just started this a couple of weeks ago. I've heard about it for a long time, hadn't tried it out, finally tried it out. But this is not a game. This is, it is a game, but it's for fitness. And it's called Supernatural. It's really popular in the store. This one's a bit more pricey. It's subscription based, and I think it's $10 a month. Right now I have my free trial, but we'll see. It's pretty worth it. I'm not sure, but I could see if you go to the gym and you pay $10, $20 a month, and instead you do this, I can see that with the price.
Dear home workout. It's not
this
easy
is more
to
of a commercial, but
you suck.
Look,
we tried
it's funny
to make this work. We tried running in place, biking in place, this thing in place. We broke out our old VHS tapes. We tried DIY treadmills, DIY leg presses. We tried dog squats, pig squats, baby squats. Seriously, we can do better than this. I want to wake up, jump out of bed every morning, and work out on the top of a mountain. And meet my coach in the most beautiful places on the planet.
Let's jump right into it. That's it. Hips back. Chest up.
I want to do the whole damn workout in my pajamas. And I want to become a champion in a sport from the freaking future.
Dig your whole body into those stripes.
Home workout, what if you could be more like this?
Let's finish strong here.
it's very intense.
Nice work, athlete.
You know what, home workout? Maybe there's still hope for us.
You have controllers that you hold in your hands. So this is one of the newer controllers. And so one thing that we were looking at with our research is can we adopt some of those strategies of a game like that, but create more of a seated experience so that a lot of folks who aren't nearly that mobile could have some movement exercises, but design it for basically a different audience. I didn't even have it on my slides. I just thought I'd share that we're currently thinking about different ways that we could create an experience for folks based off what is really working on the store. And I think that they do a really good job of making it very fun to exercise. I don't know the stats on the exercise relative to going to a gym in terms of, say, losing weight, but I know it's way more fun.
Dear home workout.
Okay, so if you were interested in trying virtual reality specifically for yourself, there was a headset that just released in October called the Meta Quest 3, which I have here this evening. And that is $499. It's pretty expensive, certainly expensive if you've never tried it and you're not sure about getting into it. But it is quite a bit cheaper than something I'll show you in a second. But that's a new one. The Meta Quest 2 is still available, and that I think is only $299. Might even be cheaper. There's probably going to be some deals this holiday season on it, so it's not as expensive as the 3. And one thing that we have tried before, because my company has extra headsets from doing research, is we had some folks rent them, and try it out for a couple of months. Actually, one individual's had it for, I think, a year at this point. And we like it because we have extra headsets that we can have people use. And then it's a way to try out the tech without having to commit if somebody doesn't want to buy a headset before they're sure. And the nice thing about it is that we can help set up a profile. So if someone buys a game on that headset that they're renting and then decides to buy their own headset, the game will go with their profile. And so they would have it on that new headset that they have. So if anybody's interested, you can always email me afterwards about that and I can talk about it. And if you are an Apple fan or like to follow Apple news or whatnot, you may have seen they had an announcement earlier this year about a headset that they were going to release in 2024 called the Vision Pro. And that's what's one of the interesting things about it is it actually blocks your eyes, but they're using displays on the front to show a digital version of your eyes. But it is very, very expensive. It's about $3,500. Yeah, I think they are very much targeting super enthusiasts and developers at this point. One of the reasons it's so expensive is that a lot of these headsets have some very, very cutting edge technology. And so I think Apple wanted to put everything they could into the headset to make it as great as possible. And over time, they will go down in price. I don't know if it will ever be down to the $499 price, but certainly it won't stay that high. I think it's going to be an incredible device. I hope to get one. Perhaps next year I'll have one. But I think it's very much for developers at this point, larger companies and enthusiasts who are really just want all the newest technology. Now, AR, there's some nice things about AR because you can run it on your phone. So you could go try AR. You may have already been trying it with IKEA yourself. I forgot to put on the slide how to do it on IKEA, but I mentioned Pokemon Go. It is a very popular game, mostly for kids running around. Sometimes they're not paying attention to traffic, unfortunately, because they're looking at their phones. But you play a game where you walk around the real world and you catch characters in augmented reality. I have heard people using it just to get exercise. So the game is just an excuse to get out and walk around the neighborhood. The nice thing is it's free. It is a bit tricky to learn how to play the game. I haven't played in a while, but I still think it's kind of tricky there. But again, it's free to download. IKEA on their app, and I've been using this the last 2 weeks because we're buying some new furniture, is in the app. It is kind of hidden, but if you are shopping for stuff, say you find a nightstand and you click on it, there is a button you can click to try it in your room. And then you can look through your phone and you can see the furniture in your room and you can move it around to see how it looks like. And that's AR. That's augmented reality technology. It's not a game, but it's a nice use case of the tech. And it's using some pretty sophisticated algorithms to know kind of how to put it on the floor as you move it around. Again, that one's free. So it's a nice way to just, want to design a room from IKEA. And then if you'd like to learn more and stay in touch, we had a mailing list. We haven't been that great in the past 6 months about sending out updates, but we're hoping to get it started at the beginning of the year. And what I'd love to focus on is when we send out updates, we have some information about what's going on, about some new things to try, kind of like what the presentation is here tonight. So if you're interested, if you just go to our website, www.vrtogether.us, and enter in, subscribe for updates, and that's how you can join the mailing list. And then one more thing for the folks who are in the room is I've got some VR headsets, so we can try some VR. We actually have the mini golf game that I showed you on these two devices, and if people are interested in seeing what it's like to play mini golf in VR, we can set it up. It will take a little bit of time. Just about 5 minutes, 10 minutes to set everything up for folks to make sure it's safe. We don't have people wandering into a chair while they're playing. But then we'll have that. Other than that, I am happy to answer any questions. And thank you for having me back again this year. I hope that it's been worthwhile. And there's a little bit less of a mystification around these technologies. So if you hear something on the news, you're like, okay, I know, yeah, I know a little bit about what they're talking about with this augmented reality, mixed reality new headset. I don't know, but I did hear that one of the big problems they had was that people were really put off by other people wearing the glasses because there was a camera that was always on and always recording. In fact, there was a name they gave to those people called a glass hole. Hope that's not inappropriate to say. And what's interesting is I have a pair of glasses right now that they don't show anything, but they have speakers and a microphone, so I can listen to music or take calls in, and they also sunglasses. And so I don't see anything visual, but I can take a phone call on my sunglasses. I can listen to music. The newer version I don't have, you can actually talk, and it uses AI. So if like, where's a good restaurant around me, it will say there's a restaurant down the street, so you don't have to take out your phone. But the one I have does have a camera, and so I can take photos and videos, and I feel a bit self-conscious because I don't want other people to be put off. So the nice thing about those glasses is that there's a light that's on if it's recording, and you can't record otherwise. I'd actually like to see that this is long-term, my own personal opinion, but I think we should have legislation basically says as these devices come online that can always be recording, there has to be a light if they're recording that's on, that's visible to other people, so that people can just know. Because with a phone, it's obvious I'm recording you because I'm holding up my phone and putting it in your face. But some of these devices, it's less obvious that they're even recording video. So Google has a lot of interest in this technology, and I think they have plans to, and they have people working on newer versions of Google Glass. But for the time being, I don't know why. I heard that. I think they didn't have the amount of user adoption as well that they had hoped for. So for these devices, they are what's called standalone, meaning you don't have to connect it to a computer to play them. What you need to have is to have them connected to the Wi-Fi or wireless in your home. And then you will navigate a store in the headset that's similar to the Google store or the Apple store. It's a different store. It's their own store. But in there, and you would click on a game and you would buy it and download it. And then it shows your library of games, kind of like your phone, and you would click on one to play it. Correct. There is for this device specifically, and there's really not another headset that's cheap and affordable that doesn't require a computer right now in the US, for better or for worse at this point. So this is about it. There is a mobile app that you can look at your games, and you can buy games on the mobile app, and it syncs with the device. So that is one other way you can do it. So either way works. Is there any online? Is there any questions on the Zoom group? I can stop sharing my screen as well, and then I can make sure there's not any hands raised or doesn't look like it. Well, if there's no more questions, thanks again, everyone, and I'll hand it back to you, Brookie. Should we? Do I need to say anything on Zoom before I go?
I think if you all want to stick around and just watch the camera, the crowd is going to be able to try out these headsets. You're welcome to stick around and watch. And then um, I'll probably, you're gonna be masters of that, so.
Yes. So if if everything works like hopefully it will, one of the headsets, the view from what the person sees in there will cast up to the screen, and so people can see what they're seeing in there. Yes. There are ones that require a connection to the computer. They really dedicated video game players, a lot of them like that because the graphics a lot better. You see a lot of those videos, the graphics are stylized, they cartoony or kind of a style to them because you can't have realism. You can have videos that are real, that are recorded, or photos. But if you're doing interactive environments that aren't real, the reason people do that is that you can have all sorts of things change. So you can have putt and you can hit the ball into the hole. If it was a video, if you hit the ball, it doesn't go anywhere because it's just a video. But that's one of the limitations. I personally like these a lot more because I think it's a lot easier to use than having to connect it to a computer. And then you also have to buy an expensive computer to run it. But there are some headsets as well that do that. These, yes, what's interesting about these is that they're self-contained. It has so this is the Quest 2 and this is the Quest 3. So this one is the one that released in October. And everything is like a mobile phone computer sitting inside the headset, as well as the screen that you see through. It's all just sitting in there. So the nice thing about them is that they're getting smaller. And
So like if I use one, do I have to have a Quest 2 and you have to have a Quest 2?
most applications that work in multiplayer will work with both the Quest 2 and the Quest 3. I think they're approaching it more like a phone than something like a game console where you don't need the exact same one. The Quest 1 is quite old, and a lot of games now don't support it, the newer games that come out. But otherwise, no. So, for example, we were playing mini golf to test out to make sure it worked, and we were connected together in multiplayer, one person on Quest 2 and the other on Quest 3.
Okay, so
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and put past it, I guess, and Zoom people will still be able.
Okay, so they should be able to hear from this microphone.
It'll take a little bit of time to set up. The devices, once you set up in a room, set at home, you don't have to set up every time, but since it hasn't been set up here, I need to go through the process. What's fun is I could probably stream the whole setup,
Okay,
which you learned something earlier today I didn't know, and hopefully it works and you can see it vlog. It's pretty neat. We'll have to connect the Wi-Fi. So if one of the reasons Apple put those displays on the front is on these newer devices with these cameras, once it's on, I can actually see the world. What it does is it takes the video and then shows it inside. It's um it's grainier because it's a video feed, it's not as clear. So like right now I actually can see you all, but you can't see me and it's very awkward and strange. So Apple was thinking, well, we put some kind of digital versions of their eyes, at least you can see where I'm looking and I'm waiting.
Like your camera screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that let's see, Wi-Fi. So the newer devices have hand tracking, so I'm controlling it with hands. It's probably gonna take a while longer to actually type. But I think I could press. Man. Yeah. So hopefully I can have this and then while I'm setting it up, you all can see.
So will you stream to the TV?
I'm gonna try to set that up right now.
Okay, okay.
It's
I just-
funny looking at talk. I haven't really been out telling or just chatting with people. Because the older version had the same tech, but it was black and white, and so you couldn't really see us, and it was harder to see, so you couldn't really see your phone or something while you wore the headset. But it's getting better over time, so now I can actually see my phone. It's a little strange, but that's my little easier. Here we go. Pass. That's 3. Other device. Searching for nearby devices. Hmm.
They're saying it home. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's.
I thought there was a question or something, that's all.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I wasn't sure I finished it, so I had sat back here and done it. Which I could do stuff.
Have you all ever cast from a phone?
I cast with the iPhone all the time. 20, but you've got an Android, right?
This is an iPhone, but I'm using the Meta app. And so when if I
Okay.
click other device, it just says,
So go to your control center
you know,
and then just go here. And let's wait a second. If not, we can do it through the app. We can that app to connect it. I'll have to. But
I wonder if I'm not, and I stopped casting, right? So it's not,
yeah, I think you stop also, okay. Now. Or the TV.
let me see if,
It will cast whatever is on your phone, on your screen. So you've got to pass first and then go to it.
I don't think, yeah, it doesn't show up that way.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna, which is 9778. Just gonna, and then go to the regular.
Like the old song, the neck one's connected to the headlamp.
Yeah. So it doesn't want to cast in here. I might just set it up and worry about that after it's stuff. We can try it.
Now we can see your lock screen. Now it's gone.
You telling it where things are?
Yes. Well, I'm telling it the boundary.
Okay.
So if you get really close to that area, it will fade in the real world, so you know that you are about to potentially
Something.
right. Well, I'm really confused as to why it doesn't allow the casting. I guess I'll try it on the other headset.
Well, obviously, if you set up the room and someone walked in and stood in front of you, you wouldn't know they were there.
Correct. And I've seen people who think it's really funny to make all sorts of faces in front of their phones because their friend can't see them. And then the friend is playing a game and, swings the dog, takes out their friend with their controller. I don't think they're so clever after that. Okay. So I think someone could try this out while I'm setting up the other one, and let's see if the other one I can pass with that one. Is anybody interested in being the guinea pig, the first to try it out?
I'll do it. Oh, very, very good. It just looks fun.
Okay. So let's shut this down for a second. This is a controller.
Okay,
And are you writing your
I'm right.
Okay, well, just one controller for this game. And if you want to hold it,
Okay,
the controls can be a little complicated, but we're going to try to keep it simple. Just
that's a
start
good
it off.
idea.
So
Yeah,
this trigger right here,
okay,
if you click that, it will take you to where the ball is,
okay,
and then you can just walk around and putt. And then when it goes and stops, you can click the trigger it'll kind of transport you there again.
okay.
And you can walk around, and if you get close to the edge of the boundary, it will show a blue kind of wall,
Okay,
and that means don't go further in that direction.
okay,
I'll also be watching, so if you get close to something, we'll let you know. But if you want to stand right here,
okay. So this is my main button.
and then for hitting the ball, you're just going to be always holding a club, so you can just
Oh,
swing it.
oh, okay. I don't have a button for that.
Right. Oh, one thing real quick that I'm going to do, if you don't mind sharing that. If you'd like, I can run an alcohol swab beforehand, or I'm not. So if you want to just put it and set it down and pull this back, might be too loose. So I can help adjust that.
Okay.
Just hold it. It's actually pretty new, so it's. And then this is a little bit harder to adjust.
Oh, that's good.
Is that good?
Yes,
Okay, so if you look around, you see,
I do. Waterfalls and the hole.
yeah. So if you put out your hand, do you see the club in the hand right there?
Do you?
So that's it.
Okay. This is really weird.
So now don't start running. Don't take off running, but you can take a step or two, and as long as you don't see a blue wall, just be careful. But you could take a step.
Okay, so do I need to go where the ball is?
Well, you can press that trigger, and that should warp you to the ball.
Oh.
So with your index finger.
Okay, because there were steps. And
You have to help make sure.
I'll just make sure that you don't run into
So if this works, we get the other one set up. You'll be in
that
tree.
right to that.
And if you are, in different places, you can still look, but even here, you'll instead of
so
seeing them.
the ball goes through the screen.
Yes,
Push the trigger button.
Oh,
And it'll take you.
You took me back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just missed it. Oh, surely I can get this one. Yeah. Oh, the club's adjustable. Right on the edge. Got it. Does anybody else want to try? It's really fun. Oh, that's really
I'm setting up a second one, so I think you.
okay, to start a new one, do I just there's somebody else? I'm not trying to
They're gonna put another person in the other.
okay.
And kind of like to stay there. And
Oh my god!
who will be
So, let's see if this works.
yeah.
And then if you're good where you are, I wouldn't take another step back.
Oh, okay. If okay, I got a new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the
I don't
hole.
know what place this is.
Sometimes they make it really tricky.
That's the hole is way over there. So I haven't really moved, right? I mean, it takes me to it, but my feet don't move, right?
Like in real life or in
It's fly.
well, you move back a little bit,
Oh,
but it's really easy to forget that you're in virtual. If that makes
okay.
sense.
Now, if I'm on that side, it puts it on this side.
And then you can always hit the trigger, and it was sort of like recenter where you're at.
I really suck at.
I think they've done in that game a really good job of making you feel like you're hitting the ball, like the sounds and kind of response you get.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna see if I can bounce it off the wall.
Watch the windows.
Oh, that didn't work.
Did you get it in the night?
Oh, now really, okay. I think this is a new hole. I must have screwed up the last one. Really, I'm not trying. Does somebody else want to try? It's really fun. No?
No.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to take a step forward, you might.
Oh, okay. Has
Yeah,
now
perfect.
will it? Oh, there we go. Right.
Oh, I guess I have to start.
Oh, let someone catch up.
Oh, is there an option to
Let them watch, join the current hole, or let them catch up.
join the current hole?
So how do I?
If you point like a laser pointer with your controller and press the trigger button at the button, you are joining a game in progress on each completed hole.
I'm sorry, somebody watching it because I'm so bad.
Oh, okay. So, hello. You see me?
I see you.
Okay, so I'm gonna put someone else in this headset, and then it'll take turns. So after you hit this button again, and we'll just go back and forth.
Okay. So do I go take a turn now or just wait until?
You can take your turn and
Okay.
wait for the other player.
No. Did you do some coordinate? Oh, well, I'm trying to.
Would you prefer stand over there first? So if you want to stand right here.
Yeah. Sherry for yeah, Sherry did that with him. Yeah, yeah. Watch a lot like I actually do that. It was really so what have you play?
Well, I haven't been 20 that headset, my glasses, I normally wear glass. You can't see where my color so which is nice.
Yeah, I bet.
So
So your glass yeah, I mean, sounds weird, but if you're not seeing real, so yeah,
It's kind of good. Can't see far away. It's like
yeah.
and like in those headsets, sometimes I don't
talk a little more.
cannot see in there at all.
Oh, wonderful. I can't see far away.
Right.
Okay, yeah, we can put.
That's the
Yeah.
saw that you can order like prescription lists. So if you didn't want to wear those headsets, you don't want to get this.
Anybody else interested?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I can't do it. I'm level-headed.
Same thing here, I can see everything circles moving.
No, I have my ears. The vertigo on that. Oh, no, well.
So why don't you try?
Hey, Janet. No, well, yeah, I guess we're.
There's
Ours right 11 anyway, so then you'll need to see.
Yeah. Now we're doing a competition base.
Okay, so with your controller, you hold it and perfect, except for take your index finger and put it up there. And then pressing that trigger button will warp you to your ball.
Okay.
And then you can just in a movement space hit it. When it stops, press the trigger button and it'll warp you to it again. And you're going to see your friend there in virtual reality as well. They won't look, you're not going to look like each other, like here, you know, and then you can put that on. I can grab the controller while you're adjusting it. And on the back, you can spin this knob to tighten it. Is that good or you need tighter?
A little bit tighter, I think. It feels like it's falling.
How's that?
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Okay, and then your controller.
Yeah. It was out in space. Oh, how interesting. Okay. Let me see. I have to see what rookie. Yeah. Here. No, there you are over there. Right.
now it's your turn.
It's my turn. Oh, do I need to click the
Put a finger on let's put your finger on the button.
On the control.
controller?
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong.
Then I'm in there.
Okay, so there's
Got
Yeah.
with your club.
but I don't see the ball.
Where's the button again?
Look straight down,
Let's try
right at your feet.
it is. It's right there. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. This is interesting. I don't see the ball.
Oh, now there you go.
So
Hey.
do we
I
use
think
the
the
same
frame
ball?
rate is.
No, it'll. I think
Okay.
yours would be a different
So you're
color,
getting
different pattern.
PCs, but
Oh, I-
you don't see your whole field of view.
okay.
So I think the ball was lower down.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Will we see Becky too, or just?
Just Brookie, because it's just the one headset.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Now you
So,
Oh, that's really close.
Oh, right. I'm gonna beat you, Brookie.
so Brooke, if you press the trigger button to warp over,
okay.
and now so there, Brookie, if you'll look back up real quick, so there over Ralph VRW, that is. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Becky.
Becky. So that's Becky in VR.
Okay, that's okay.
So Becky, put your club up in the air.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tough, get us close, isn't it? Play golf. Golf. Your turn, Ricky.
Okay, so then I just hit this ball right here?
Yes.
Okay.
It turns off the other person's ball.
That was mine, darn. You're closer than I was.
So this should be 3D, right?
Why did Birdie come up?
Because
He's got a birdie.
You got a birdie.
Okay, all right.
So the
I think that's the end, right? My club is. Oh no.
Oh, yeah,
Right there.
there you go.
well, so there is actually a way to warp anywhere you want.
Uh-huh.
I could show you. The reason I was avoiding it was not to give you too many buttons
Yes,
at the beginning.
that's fine.
But if
You
you
got a card.
with your thumb,
No fanfare.
there's a joystick on the top of the controller, so you just put your over to the right a little bit, keep going, keep
What's
going,
wrong with your hand?
and then press it.
There, I don't know whose it is.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, you're ready.
So when I did that,
I got card.
Yeah, you all are on to the next hole now.
Oh,
So you're gonna do this.
So it's your turn, Brookie, right? My club is where is out.
okay, so the ball looks like I have a cage. Can you all see the cage around me?
Now that's to let you know that you're getting close to the edge, but
Okay.
you're still okay. I think you've got about 2 feet from anything.
So my boat is here. Whoops, I just hit it.
Now I can't see you, Brookie. Okay, so it's my turn.
It's your turn? Okay. Because I accidentally hit it, I guess.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a bad course. Okay.
There are controls that you can warp around, so you're not right in the same place.
Okay, yeah, I just like,
That's-
let me move.
So basically both headsets are using Wi-Fi.
And then, so if you wanted to get closer to yours, you can go ahead and hit that trigger button.
Okay.
And-
It says-
Bring you to where it was.
Yeah, I do.
on screen, and the screen's in there.
I do the right.
Show slightly offset.
Oh,
to give you that
yeah, for
3D
you, Britt,
straight
you're- Because you're getting ready to hit your ball.
I see her ball right in front of me.
Okay,
Yes.
right here.
Headsets.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
Because
So the
hit the trigger button
everything you
anytime.
render it,
and that will
all the
take you to wherever your ball is.
Is that me? Oh,
on the
okay.
headset.
You can't always hit it, but
Gonna hit her.
Not every back, but developers can use libraries,
Hey, now
different
I can.
tools to
Okay, really?
build connection, wireless connection.
I'm right here.
Since I see.
Step over the wall.
There's me out to a server and then back each other in the same room.
I need a shorter club. Shoot. Okay, I won't move, but unless I step on you.
Okay, and I use my trigger finger, right?
right.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna see you now.
Oh, I don't see you. I don't know. Oh, okay. So, interesting.
We saw a club.
Yeah, I see your club. I don't see.
Yeah, I have. It's, yeah.
Oh God.
Okay. Which one's so?
Which one is which? So we don't.
I'm behind the wall again.
Yeah,
That's Becky.
that's Becky.
Ralph is.
Becky is.
It's my game account. So. I'm not sure what the W and G stands
Okay.
for. But
Okay, so then my turn, right? Huh? I hear you, right? All right. Okay, there's Brooke. I don't think we're see you right now. Actually, I don't see the ball.
it's right down front.
There it is. Okay, do you see it? Yeah. Okay. Your
Okay,
turn.
my turn again, but okay,
You're over. There
And
it is.
then-
Right.
Yeah, you can
So
just
gotta
hit
do
the
your
trigger.
There you go. You went over.
Oh, I don't have to worry about the wall.
Yeah.
swing through it.
Oh, I didn't realize you could do that. Oh, interesting.
But it hits the ball, gets it bounces.
Yeah.
And you just hit me about that thing. Oh, are you right there?
I'm right here. Yeah.
Oh, big deal.
Right.
It's not make fun to play with friends.
See, I feel like I learned.
Yeah.
Do you see the blue wall?
Yes, I do.
And are you inside or outside?
You're right, now.
Could be in the head.
They're right, that right there, but you're to my right, but you're really to my left. Okay. Yes.
Can you see?
Uh-huh.
Me?
Yeah. Can you see my? Can you
See your home?
Yeah.
Whatever shows.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Does anybody else want to play?
Yeah. Come on. Somebody else.
This is too much fun.
Here. Yeah.
So it's all the view is
Are you
always
finished
from
with your golf?
rookie
Yes.
first
I got a
person.
double bogey.
You never see her. You just see what she's seeing.
Yeah.
And then you see the plan. That
Okay.
that's like in the world like it's always from that first.
Because my head's off. Yeah, someone else is gonna help out.
Tell you, let's you should try it. We go here fun. It's fun too. Come on, somebody else. It is fun. It really is. Yeah.
I mean, you can stand right in one place and it'll be off of you.
Yeah. Well, you just do the.
We're seeing what the essence of what you're doing. So
It's not the same though.
It's not the same. No. No. I know that is right. So you all can see what I'm seeing, right? Okay. All right. And then,
Here, I'll do something real quick.
okay.
Yeah, let me take this headset.
Bigger.
you're gonna get
That's
what?
not worth it. You're
You're gonna get what?
yeah.
So, Rookie.
See that? It's a
Okay, you were over there, but now your voice is over here.
Trying to figure out. I don't think I can move though.
You can't move.
Where is? Oh, okay, Brookie. So look to your left,
Yeah.
and then up in the air, and then more to your left. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going up in the air. Keep looking
Oh,
up. Do you see a giant turn? That's me.
Yeah. Oh. But your golf club is tiny.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay. All right. Nobody else wants to come on?
fine.
No, it really is interesting. It really is. Okay. Well, I guess we're done.
I heard there was a way you could hold a club up in the air and
Was I
fly around.
step?
No.
No, when I took that big leap though, when I did that big.
Well, you were still fine, but well, I've seen too many videos of people online that completely forget.
Yeah.
It's usually in some sort of horror game.
Yeah.
Like we go online where somebody will be in VR and then they'll completely forget they're in VR and they will start running. And then that's just like takes playing into a wall or
You're really there, and so it was like, oh, that's it. She was right. She was right. I was talking about. I gotta get, but she wasn't. You were. So you're out to first.
Those walls, and you feel like you gotta step over the wall rather than a trip.
Right in the word.
Even if it's that animation kind of style, I think you
It's already done.
There's been some research into, so that was part of what we were doing with our research at NSF, is there was already existing research that said that when people are in virtual reality, they tend to believe it, and there's ways to make it more or less believable. But to a certain extent, it's known at this point that your brain, at least when it's processing the visual, it doesn't know it's not real because it's so close in terms of what's being, even though it's stylized, it actually shows your eyes slightly offset images, and your brain's just like, this is normal. And so it's telling the rest of your body, like, this, what I'm seeing is real. And so you start to believe it's real. So our research was, and if you can do that with a single person, can you put two people in the same place and start to make them feel like they're physically, socially interacting with each other? What it seemed to show is that when you are collaborating, when you're playing a game together, when you're doing something that is that involves an activity that you're sharing in the space, that's when it feels most like you're there together. So it's not the talking so much, it's like if you can pass an object, you can play a game together. Those things seem to make it feel.
But when the horror movies being real, I mean, they could give you a heart attack if you were watching a horror movie and you thought you were really there. And I mean,
yes, it's almost too easy to make a horror game.
yeah.
There was a game that I was playing one time, and it wasn't a horror game, but there were some scary moments. And I had already played it all. Thought I knew everything. And I was playing it a second time, and I was walking toward the door, and I thought everything was fine. I'd already left the place with the big scary monster, and the monster burst through the wall. And for about 2 seconds, it was the most terrifying. There was no virtual reality. It was just one monster. And I remember I screamed. And I think it was like, what's going on? What's going on? Because it's 10 o'clock at night. You share from the But yeah, it can be really scary. It can be so scary that some people don't. It can be exhausting because it's so easy to make that horror real.
The adrenaline, which is
Yeah.
but the